Hey Monkey Community, checking in on the project. We're at 213,000 market cap, down about 3% from yesterday. Chart's definitely in that accumulation zone still. And I want to talk a little bit about how with Monkey, the community controls the supply. And Monkey's a community coin, and the community has been adding to our bags during this accumulation zone. You can see here my buys on this DCA wallet. And so this is actually a good thing. And while we can't predict how every holder will behave, time builds conviction. So the longer we hold, the stronger the conviction. And in my opinion, makes it more likely that the core holders continue to hold even as we start to see the green candles start coming in. And so, in my opinion, there's no shortcut to reaching the place that Monkey's at right now. It had to take 7 months. It takes a community of believers and time, including 90% pullback, which we've definitely seen here. I believe we survived and are stronger than ever before. And this strong community is needed to reach the next level. This is the type of setup that can't be bought and can't be set up quickly. We've seen that with some coins that do make a good run and then fizzle out, a little bit with the white whale and some others that have seen the bottom fall out a little bit. Now these coins could come back, but they're just sort of at an earlier stage that Monkey was at before, where there's the big shakeout, and then it takes time to build up the core community if they even survive. So I just want to say that to show how bullish we can be on Monkey, just because we have that strong community and supply in the hands of believers is the best structure for a cult meme coin. And I think that, honestly, that's why we haven't seen the runners to the next level, right? To the billions or the 500 millions. And we haven't seen that because I think there hasn't been a perfect setup like Monkey. So that's the thesis. And I think we've got a great coin here. Looking at the news on X, Mirage posted and said every single sell transaction I check on tokens I'm watching is followed by a buy transaction into a token that is currently green candling. Stop it, get some help. So I do think that this FOMO does cost the cult coins, the long-term conviction coins. I think people get bored. They're tired of the accumulation zone. They're ready to run. And every single day there's a green candle runner that everybody wishes they were in. And so a lot of folks sell their conviction bags like Monkey and then buy into the green candling token. And sadly, oftentimes that leads to them getting wrecked, which we'll look at. And there is something to timing trading if you're good at it, but it's very easy to lose your initial position in your coin. By doing this also obviously suppresses the price of the cult coin if folks are constantly rotating out. And then when they rotate back in, they have less, or they never even rotate back in because they get completely wrecked. So he says, stop it, get some help. I agree. Just relax. Use new money for new runners if you're going to gamble on those. Don't sell your conviction coins. Don't bottom sell your Monkey. Don says strong hands are built during drawdowns. Weak hands are exposed during volatility. Choose who you want to be. And so right now, strong hands are buying here. And during volatility, weak hands will tend to sell. So I think the strong hands that we have here are built during these drawdowns. And so I think if you're strongly holding here, you can strongly hold here when we get there again, which we will. Jack Duvall says at this point I'm bearish on dev fees as a whole. NGL, I think it's a failed experiment. While there's been a select few good use cases for it, by and large, it's extractive and does more harm than good. Send creator capital markets to zero and bring back cult communities. I agree here. Cult communities definitely need a part in crypto. I think it's the most healthy structure for a coin, and there's no doubt if everyone's in, they bought their own bag, they're holding, and everyone's kind of on the same playing field. I think that's good for the cult communities like Monkey. Dior says, I will bag work like my life depends on it. If I believe in my thesis, no one can take that away from me. And that's how I feel with Monkey. I believe in the thesis. I think the thesis is solid. And so we're going to just keep on bag working. And I see everybody out there working their bags, and that's the way to do it. Don says positions are built when no one is watching. Remember this. If monkey's flying under the radar right now, no one's thinking anything of it. This is when the positions are built that'll make life-changing money. Remember, not only are the coins going to actually be worth a lot, you holding this as a monkey believer and solidly holding and not dumping the chart, that's what's going to help us run. So not only is your bag going to be worth a lot, the fact that you can hold it is going to help pump the coin. So just have that mindset, accumulate and hold. DXR says people say start working harder for your bags. Also, people, I'm not buying your coin, you're forcing it. So what do we do? I see the point. Sometimes folks think, oh, you're always shilling monkey. Well, that's our bag. We're gonna work our bag. I mean, it'd be crazy not to. So not forcing it if you're working your bag, if you believe in the thesis and you're telling people about the thesis, that's not forcing it. That's bag working. Don says every red candle is tuition, every green candle is validation. Both are part of the process. You learn something from the red candles, you grow, your conviction grows, and every green candle that comes as a result just kind of validates the thesis that you've been working on and all your hard work. Don says crypto is a test of psychology, not intelligence. I agree there. You can overanalyze and be so smart that you jump around from coin to coin, but to really make money, you have to have that will and not overthink and sit there and be smart about it. Cryptoshi says meme coins are getting ready to retire a lot of diamond hands. I think diamond hands is the key. If you're buying and holding and you made it through all this sideways trading, then you're in great shape to make a lot of money with Monkey. I thought this was a good post, kind of what I was talking about at the beginning. Mr. Punk says, in my opinion, if supply is controlled and it's in good hands, then this is the best thing for a meme. Never ever burn supply or lock for too long because supply is something that will help you pushing things for long. Of course, people will get scared at first when they see that a single person is holding the most of supply. But if you're legit, then just keep doing the things because you'll see that they're here every day and supply doesn't matter to you. Burning in supply and locking supply for too long is just a pump and dump event. The flippers always demand for that thing in case they want volume to flip their bag. So I think what he's saying is, if the monkey community has the supply, it's in good hands. And that's why I'm comfortable with the sideways trading because I know the other community members are adding, I'm adding, and we're not going to sell. And so I think that's very important. And if the supply is in the hands of the community and we're all believers, that's the best thing for a meme like Monkey. Another one from Dawn. Wealth is built quietly in bear markets. Noise fades, conviction forms. I think we're building right here. And this is where we are building the wealth, not when it looks like this, but when it looks like this. Rev Run, this is kind of a long post, but I thought it was a good one. I'm just going to read it. An example of how rotations have been. So to me, this is sort of a warning for rotating too much out of your conviction coins. So he says 4 days ago, this guy sold 4 million Wojak to Top Blast Cow. It rugged and he lost everything. Yesterday, the same guy sold the rest of his Wojak to Top Blast Ralph. It rugged. He sold for 6K earlier today. This is not a dunk. This is not a sell shame moment as it's a free market and I encourage everyone to continue doing as they please. I'm bringing this to the forefront because I don't think people realize the magnitude of sell pressure that happens across the board when tokens are running to tens of millions instantly just to lose it all. That money doesn't flow back into the ecosystem. It's gone forever. I think we see this right now a bit with the Penguin, which is currently running right now. It sort of sucks the liquidity out of the conviction projects and that money, like you said, someone's extracting it and not necessarily rolling it back into memes. So he's saying it's gone forever and it does seem like it doesn't go back into the trenches or anything like that. He says I've seen people create baseless FUDs surrounding good coins when in reality people are creating sell pressure to top blast rugs and blowing their ports. 115K gone in an instant because of fear of missing out. If anyone who has read this, whoever this message has reached, to stick to your own convictions, things might feel slow. We get that with Monkey, right? Everyone hates the boring parts, but your coins are not linear. They do not just go up in a straight line because we've seen instances of it in the past, like a Pepe or Bohm, for example. Every coin has their own journey, their own story. Before you think about selling your conviction bags, remember why you bought in the first place. It could quite literally save your portfolio. I'm not telling you that you can't buy the flavor of day of the week meme. You absolutely can, and there's lots of money to be made out here. Simply find more money or just miss out completely. So what he's saying here is use different money. And that's what I say as well. Use different money to buy the runners if you want to sort of gamble on those. If you catch them, rotate back into your conviction coins like Monkey. Or he says, or just miss out completely. Don't bottom sell your Monkey or your conviction bags to chase runners. You're going to end up getting wrecked. If you've done it successfully, be thankful, get back in position, and then use new money to chase the runners. He says it's okay if you miss out completely. You do not have to be in everything. Trust me, the key to making it is simply being at the right place at the right time and having the capital to bid the unicorn opportunity when it arises. You don't have to be a day one insider to make money from SPX, PopCat, WIF, etc. All you had to do is survive until the opportunity presented itself. If you've read this far, I'm telling you to survive until the opportunity presents itself. There's a common misconception that the next billion-dollar coin has to be a week old pair. That couldn't be further from the truth. When the next multi-billion coin starts moving, you'll know it when you see it. All I ask is that you trust your gut when that day comes. I think we're going to see Monkey moving like this. And like you said, the coins aren't linear. There's going to be times like this. There's going to be stuff that's at 200, 300, 400,000 for a long time before it eventually breaks out and runs hard. So not everything is going to be only green candles right off the bat like some of these daily runners. But don't sell your conviction coins to chase those runners. Just use new money for those. And Nova says here, back to the holder base, having strong holders in your coins is really what changes everything. And I think this is key right here. The monkey holders are strong, the top 40 are strong, the community is strong. All you need is a few diamond-handed holders that are bag working in order to send a coin like Monkey. And I think we're in great shape. Thanks everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.